So I've been wearing the Polar Loop every single day pretty much since launch, on top of my Garmin, on top of my mechanical watches, and today I figured I'd want to tell you exactly why and also whether it deserves a place on your wrist. Now if you're new here, hey, welcome to What's Wrong. If you swim, bike or run, hey, this is a nice home for you on YouTube, potentially. I swim, bike and run perfectly average at all three, and on my journey chasing watts, I've accumulated a frankly embarrassing amount of gear, and this channel is where I will be reviewing all of it. So anyway, let's get into it. Now, before we dive in, I figured just for entertainment value here, because this is the YouTube era, after all, you shall be entertained, we score everything here on the What's Wrong rating system. 3 categories here for this one, so everyday usability, build value, and then core performance. Each scored out of 5, average those 3 and you've got your total. Is it a globally recognized scientific methodology? Absolutely not. Did I make it up entirely here just for this video? 100%. Does it work? Well, I think so. Let's find out together. So, on to everyday usability. So the loop is feather light, no fuss, and comes in multiple colors and also with multiple strap colors afterwards. All very affordable, by the way. And here's the thing about form factor that doesn't get said enough here. For this type of device, you actually wear this all the time, so you should be wanting to wear this all the time. And in this case, you forget it's even there. And that matters more than it sounds, because if you don't wear this, obviously you are not going to be collecting your data, and specifically the data this guy here collects is only valuable if you collect it, days on end or multiple days, multiple weeks, multiple months. Now, I don't enjoy sleeping with a chunky Garmin on my wrist, and I suspect most of you don't either. This band disappears. On the days I'm wearing a mechanical watch, because sometimes that's what I do, the loop keeps quietly tracking sleep, health stats in the background without missing a beat, and data then you can actually feed back into your training schedule, right? If you've been having these very weird trends on your heart rate, resting heart rate, HRV and so on, having horrible sleep, well, maybe take that into account. Now, syncing to Polar Flow was a genuine problem early on, and it shouldn't have been. So since key firmware updates, I haven't had a single issue on iOS, so it does seem to be sorted, but I think that early stumble cost this device here a point, so I'm gonna deduct something there on the watt scale, but also I think it costed a bunch of customers, quite frankly. So they should have avoided that stumble at launch. Now, build value then, genuinely affordable, no subscription cost, and it does exactly what it says on the box. What you see is what you get, what you see is what you pay. Polar gets this completely right at a time when everyone else is, quite frankly, nickel and diming you with monthly fees for basic health tracking and fancy dashboards. 5 out of 5, no hesitation here. Then core performance, so the underlying data is excellent. HRV, heart rate trends, recovery status, sleep tracking, honestly excellent. When I have a horrible night's sleep, my Garmin will still suggest me going for like a half a marathon or something, and also say I had a wonderful sleep, whereas I know I didn't, and Polar Loop will confirm that. It will get it right much more often than the Garmin, on my wrist at least. Core performance here isn't just about what the data does, right, or whether it tracks things correctly, it's also whether you can actually access it. And Polar Flow, the app, buries things that should be, in my opinion, front and center. Your heart rate, for example, isn't even on the central dashboard. It's hidden behind a separate screen inside a tiny heart icon. Casual users will struggle with this app. There's other little niggles here with core performance, like for example, there is no heart rate broadcasting, and that's the one that still stings for me. If this band could broadcast heart rate to your, say, bike computer or your watch, this would be an absolute killer. It's not there. I am forced to give this a 3 out of 5. But they could fix this quite easily, and this could be a 5 out of 5, especially in the next generation. But even now, just tweaking that Polar Flow app experience would easily add a point here. So anyway, total score then. What do I think? Yeah, I actually recommend it. I've been wearing it every single day. I know people are rather critical towards Polar and specifically Polar Flow app, but hey, competition in this space is absolutely great, and we need that as customers and consumers. Without competition, what are we all going to do? Just have everything on Garmin Connect or something? So anyway, exceptional value, no subscription, recovery tracking that genuinely earns its place in your daily routine. To Polar, I would say, hey guys, sort out the app here, add HR broadcasting, and this becomes untouchable. For now, hey, recommend it. Okay, I wear mine every day. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Try to address the main points and the main good and pros and cons here. Probably not everything. Drop your questions below. I'll be very happy to try and answer them. Thank you, and well, potentially see you next time.